Okay, so this is the weekly analysis from the 19th to the 23rd. So for this specific week, right now, these are the few pairs that the community wanted me to go over, and a mix of my own pairs that I do see a possibility of me actually entering on them. Mainly the first one getting straight right into is USDCHF. I see a clear move to the downside, just going to target that previous daily low. So right here, we can see that price sort of comes into this area of supply, and then price has come into this area of supply and has been pushing off of this area and been printing these bearish candles. And now I'm looking for price to drive down and take down this previous daily low. With even more confirmation from the 1 hour, we can see that we're following bearish order flow. We came up here, we took out this high. So we got people interested in selling by creating this change of character, and then we got SMC traders to end up selling, and then we end up liquidating them. So we can see here was our first liquidation. So we can have this as our supply inducement / manipulation, and then we made the real change of character right over here. We then continued to drive off of this order block right over here and start to drive off of that. I do see that there's a bit of liquidity over these highs, so I'm very aware that price may run above here and sweep this out. But from here, I'm looking also what price has been printing most recently, and if we go to the 1 time frame, we can see that prices then started to create these temporary highs where it then made that breaker structure and then also created these order blocks. So these also got a lot of people interested into the market, and as you can see, people entered around here, they got liquidated from this wick right here, and then price ultimately came to this 50-minute supply zone where it then gave a very strong reaction to the downside, and then once again creating that change of character to the downside. Now this was just the end when price was ending off from the last week, created this breaker structure in confluence with the fact that on the 5-minute time frame, we have also done the exact same pattern where we stopped at a high and then we are coming to higher levels. However, I'm actually looking to get here at the premium of this internal range over here. You can see I'm looking to get it at that 0.75 level, and I'm just looking to target, as I said, the previous daily low right over here. This is just my first position that I have open for the market, and I'll also be looking at how price reacts when market open does occur, looking at if price does start to manipulate even more with these highs, just creating a bit of highs here, and then liquidates those highs, then continues lower. That would definitely give this sell-off a very high probability. Further on from that, we do see that we are accumulating orders with this trend line right over here. That's also something we have to consider. Price may, for one, look to accumulate buy orders here, push down, creating a change of character, because in essence, this break of this high does signal a change of character for many other traders. So they'll also be looking to liquidate them by getting them involved in this buy movement up here, and then maybe starting off from here. This is just sort of the manipulation that I see that may occur in the market. Or we could just continue this bullish run that we have, a very aggressive bullish run. So I can't dispute that we have a very strong bullish run right over here, and we are pushing off this specific demand zone right over here. As you can see, we haven't had the strongest of reactions from here. So this also indicates to me that this may possibly be that price is accumulating orders. It's again for the sell-off. And we also have this demand zone right over here that also did leave an imbalance, and that has not been fully filled yet. So I'm also looking at that for potential targets. Now just quick look at the weekly time. We can see also that we are also bearish on USDCHF, most quickly that we broke this major low right over here, and this is also when we also have continued from breaking this specific low. So we created a model where we pushing down, created this minor high, which then got liquidated, price came back to the premium, and then now we're starting to continue that side of. So I'm also good. I'm expecting price, it has been printing, that we are looking to sell off once again. Most probably from this high would be the ideal area that I'll see price reversing from, because you can see we do have a very good supply zone right over here. That's in the premium of the zone. You can see it aligns perfectly with the 0.75 level. But for the start of the week, I'm looking for a short move to the previous daily low, just continuing the last movements that we had before market close from last week. Moving on to USD, this has had very interesting price action, especially with the release of CPI. So CPI did not really go as I wanted it to go. I was really expecting for price to sort of fall out this imbalance and then start moving from here. But that's also one of the main reasons why I didn't have any position last week, because CPI didn't really go my way, so I didn't really have any position I had to take in, which I'm okay with because I was just following my plan. But coming with this next week right now, I'm expecting price to have at least some sort of bullish run, retracing and picking out these highs right here. Looking to take out these highs that will create a right here, and then coming to still once again for that zone. I'm still waiting for this to happen, and then I can look for major sell-offs right here. So what are we doing for the majority of next week is most probably just looking to see if there are any buying opportunities towards this area, and to see if price can sort of fill out this gap that is left here in the market, this very prominent gap here that's left in the market. Looking for any buying positions that could correlate to allow me to buy up into here. And the main confluence that I have right now is also this SMT divergence on the high time frame. And you guys don't know, I use GPUSD and USD for my SMT divergences. If you look at GPUSD, you can see compared to USD, where USD ended up breaking this low. USD had a confirmation where it broke this low, and then we could draw our SMT from here. However, on GPUSD, we failed to break this low, which is why I have this as SMT divergence, because we, instead of breaking that low, we actually respected it, which could lead us to have buying opportunities for the coming week. And this on the 1 hour, so that's why it's a more higher confidence to me. Going back to EU, doesn't really have the best of buy models right now, besides the fact that we do have sort of this inducement low maybe, but we can see that price actually respected this low here, so I might just continue that. You can see here we took out these highs after respecting this order block right here, this 1 hour order block. But I wouldn't really be interested in any order blocks within here unless price does give me a very slow chase when price is starting trying to accumulate liquidity in some form of equal lows, and then tapping on these order blocks, then I'll be more interested into buying up from here. However, just a simple impulse move to the downside into these order blocks wouldn't validate any of this to me to buy up into, especially with this. Once again, I say the 4 hour short block up here that has not been filled. We may end up just running above this high, and then see ourselves retracing once again. But I'm okay waiting for that, because similar to what I was saying before, this is my main objective that I really want to see. My main scenario that I want to see price play out is filling out this area, coming to this plaza, and then we'll find that lower time frame model for us to enter and then sort of target lower. So right now, just a thing of waiting for price to come into the zone. You can also see that our reaction is due to this forward block over here. You can see this forward block that created this impulse move to the upside. It left this imbalance. All right, that price then used as if value gap to drive forward once again. But then we can see that over time, price came with that retracement, and it has now started to push off of this for our order block. And we can see it was a very impulsive move to the upside, so I'm expecting this to even continue to at least break these highs, and then we might see some retracement into some lower demand, or we might just fully, as I said, play into this and then we can sell off. GPSD, GPSD we've been playing, but this demand zone right here, price has been bouncing up and down from here, and it has really got into this extreme supply zone right now. So what I'm also waiting for is just for GPSD end up breaking this higher and continue to the upside. Let's see, it has also very similar price action to USD. That's why I use these in very close correlation. So when I see a move where GPSD ends up not breaking a low while USD breaks a low, I consider that as my SMT divergence just because of how similar they move. See right here, that's the demand block that we've been pushing off of. And we have this demand zone over here. But like we can refine it to this indecision candle for 2 time frame. Then we can consider these as inducements to get early buys in. But the same thing I say with USD, I won't just be inching off a reversal of these zones, price just coming straight into the demand. I'd rather have price take its time, accumulate above orders, and then take out that liquidity, and then we can start driving price forward from this demand block. But just a straight retracement down, I wouldn't be inclined to enter. So yeah, this is different, but this is definitely a zone that I'll be looking to watch out for in the week, because it still goes with my bias that I have, that I really want to see that price comes into this higher area over here. I'm willing to wait for price to come into here. If it doesn't come into, I'll also be alright with that, because you may have a possibility of price just fully reacting with the supply zone and then seeking to now take out this low and then continue down lower. That's definitely a possibility with price. That just leaves this and continues with the supply zone and then just continues to the downside. So even if price doesn't come to supply zone, at least I'd be able to capitalize on the move upward, either into this area or this area. I'm moving on to gold. On the 4 hour, let's go to daily and see. Yeah, you can definitely see that we're taking out these predicted highs. As you can see, I actually marked it out here. Yeah, predicted highs. So this high, and this high, all three of them were consecutively protected. Price has not broken above them. Only till recently have you seen a liquidation of all three of these highs. So that to me already signifies major plays by the institutions. So I would be willing to also look for a sell move, considering down, because where did you actually come from? Okay, we came from this low. Where we come from? Okay, so we come from this demand zone right here, a daily demand zone. No. Okay, that's the daily demand zone we come off for. Okay, so we've been pushing off this daily demand zone. And as I said, we have taken out all those highs, all that liquidity been swept out, and now we see we have a retracement lower now. You can see price has been playing down the retracement, and even on the internal range we are still playing down the stream. So I would be looking to continue that. I wouldn't be looking to go against that. We're looking just to continue that recent price action. When we look deep into this, we can see that we've of this demand zone, the supply zone right here. Also, another thing I also like to point out, this major wick here, this signifies major liquidation. So that just adds much more confluence to this supply zone over here. We end up taking out these temporary highs. Let's see, our price takes out those temporary highs, pushes up, and we start retracing downward. We then break this low. Right now, all I'm doing is reading price action, reading what I see is happening on gold. of this supply zone right here. Another major week sweeping out highs. Pretty sure if we zoom into this, yeah, so we zoom into this over here. Okay, you can see that. There we go. The extreme supply zone has been mitigated. Okay, and then that was where price pushed off of. Then came, took out these highs, and then now we push it down again. Demand zone. Looking at how we're tracing, I'd be definitely interested in following this bearish order flow that we have right now. And then we'll continue from here. Okay. Yeah, so I'll be looking at this supply zone on gold to look to sell it down really. I haven't traded gold in a while. That's why I'm really being cautious with how I'm looking at the price area. How the market's moving on gold. Now I just have to watch how price reacts around. I'd have to watch and see if price gives us a good model, a low time frame for us to sell off. If not, I'll just consider this as prices trying to liquidate a few supply traders. I mean sell traders, and then hit them and then continue price higher. If price does that, and then I'll consider this H in a character definitely, because we are pushing off of this man's over here. Even though it hasn't broken this major high, it is then printing the footprint for us to have a bullish rally, because also we can then now consider this also as a chain of character. Now price is returning to the zone, and then now if it breaks this high, we can now consider this as a bullish model for price to now continue that uptrend that was previously following. Right now we just have to wait for what happens. So if we do see a good model to sell off from, we are most probably going to break this lower and continue lower. If not, if I do see like a low probability model on the low time frame, and then I'll consider that price may eventually induce a few traders to sell right here, break this high, then this will be considered chain character, and then I'll then switch the bias to now look towards buying this, and then looking to target this, looking for price to take out this high here, because that would mean that price has to continue that uptrend. Let me see if we actually just take it from this low to this high, draw a Fibonacci. Yeah, I can also see on the Fibonacci level we are within the discount of this range from this low to this high. You can see we just came into this 0.75, 705, and then 0.79 level. So very discounted areas. So we are most likely also going to have to also be very concerned about the buying price that comes with this discounted prices. That's how I've built up that scenario. That price may probably just break over this high, push down, and then we can consider looking to long gold. If not, we just continue this sell move, the bearish order flow that's been printing right now. case to JPY. You see JPY is bullish. It's been yeah, I'll just consider this as price retracing, then looking to now just push upwards. So that's why I see those as a liquidity high. Because I could also look at this as a change of character, but I mainly, most people can see this as a change of character, and then they'll be waiting to see that maybe price does like this sort of trading from here. But I would see this actually as just price liquidating this low and then coming to this major low to continue that bullish run. And now we can see that we've broken this high, playing around. We're sort of just making it, creating equal highs above here. So this is just added liquidity for us to continue that bullish run now. And then looking at what price printing right here, simple breaker structure, price retracing. So I expect us to move above and around those highs. Now looking at the 4 hour, do we see any UIs that could enable us to be a part of this bullish run? There are a few, most probably this one, definitely. Nice incident kind of over there. That also took out the liquidity that was being formed within this area over here. Added the fact that this may be a form of price creating an inducement low to then run in the future, then we can actually push up. Because honestly, on UCJPY, what I've noticed that it does have a lot of inducements, and then price then reverses once it takes out those inducements. If we just look to the left, we can definitely see this being playing out, yeah. Good example. That was usually the case. So in this case right here, when price is making this major push to the upside, as you can see, price would have seen this as, people would have seen this as a break structure, right? And then they'd be interested in demand zones within here on the lower time frame. You can see then price plays off, gives a quick reaction, induces people to buy here, and then people would end up putting their stop loss around within this area, and then it will get liquidated. And then once that liquidation happens, UCJPY just starts to skyrocket to the upside. That's also one I'm very aware of, especially these big impulses, these big bullish impulses. We'll have to be careful that we don't just follow fully with what price is doing, because we can look at this, but unless we have a good model on the lower time frame to confirm a buy, I wouldn't really be interested in this demand zone. I'd be more interested in this, a lower extreme demand zone, to then push price further up to then target these highs here, this liquidity above here, high temp liquidity. But we can see we've just been very bullish on GJPY. Not many areas for us to enter from. Maybe people could have found entry around here. That's about it. Hasn't made any significant retracements during the last few weeks, so you can only expect a significant retracement from it. That's why I'm mainly just looking at this range. Okay, this range right over here, instead of just accounting for all these order blocks that have not been filled right over here, like this one or this one right over here, or even this one. I'm not really looking at them because I'm just following what price has been doing. It hasn't been making any major retracements, so I can't expect price to out of no just make a major retracement and then I'll sort of come all the way down, then fill out any of these order blocks, unless it actively tries to take out a low. create that change of character, and then I can consider we may be starting off to reach these low demand zones. Right now, I'd focus on this main range. I feel like a lot of people also get confused definitely with price action like this, where price is very impulsive in one direction in the market, not really mitigating any order blocks. So then they start to see, okay, where should I look for order block? Because this one also hasn't been mitigated. This one has been mitigated. So do I focus on this? Do I focus on that? Honestly, what I in those situations, I would just recommend you look at what in the most recent price action and just follow price from there on. It's that simple. You can't really expect price to come all the way down, mitigate your order block, and then stop pushing upward. Especially a pair like UCJPY just moves. And also look for those inducements, especially with zones like this, these short retracements. Watch out for them because price may just run them down and then come into the main demands and then stop pushing up from there. See, I'm already viewing this as liquidity that may, there's a high probability of being taken out. Looking at it on the low time frame, we do see that we are creating a sell model here. Just tap into that supply zone. Check out these highs right here. Now we're breaking lower. I haven't actually mitigated this zone. But let's see what price does. Maybe it might just take out this high. Okay, see this as an inducement, take out the high, and then continue that, and then take out this low. Then we probably have to. But definitely, this coming week, I do see USD JPY most probably breaking this low to see it as liquidity. If not, and then we'll just use this as the demand block to push up higher and take out this main area of liquidity, these highs right here. Something similar to what you saw on gold, right? Like with gold, how it had these highs. They had these highs that were just being protected here, and then it came quickly, really swept them out, and then it started having this correction in price. So we may see something similar happening on USD JPY. Looking at Euro JPY, okay. Looking at Euro JPY, most recent price action has been extremely efficient, especially on the lower time frame. So you can see right here on the lower time frame, you can just see that Euro JPY has just been extremely efficient. Like not many imbalances being created here, or if there was one created, even typically it just be immediately filled up. Like this right here, we had an imbalance over here. Okay, we had that fold, and then yeah, we had this impulsive candle, but didn't really create any imbalance. Price just sort of reversed back up, and we've just been seeing that we're having very close knit movement, sort of very much just like a consolidation here on Euro JPY. Like a close knit consolidation just happening right here. As you can see, that price has just been bouncing up and down here, making very tight movement within here, then once again very tight movement. So this to me signals that we may be coming with there may be a liquidation very soon. So by that I mean like a very strong impulsive move in one direction, just sweeping out all of the liquidity that's being built up from here. But the question is now, where would that lead us to? How do we be able to capitalize off of that? It's definitely this for our old block was looking at, but we miles away from that right now. Not too close to it. That's definitely a very good spot to look at this week. Zone 162561. Very good zone to look at because also this change of character. but we're not fully have confirmed this bullish move, because this could also just be as well a liquidation of this low for price to come into lower areas and then start pushing upward, and then we may see that price actually ends up taking out these highs. But we can only know until we see how price reacts at the zones that we mark out. So some areas like this far zone, if I do see price end up breaking this out, then expect that. If I do see price end up liquidating this high, I would then expect price to start also liquidating this high. If I see price come into this area and then start pushing downwards, and I would expect price to now take out some of these lows that were created right here as liquidity, and then drive down price. Right now we're just gonna let price, I think the best thing to do right now is just let price do its thing. Not really gonna get involved to see, because also right now also just taking out a high. So also we're taking out a high, it's a very standoffish thing, because what happens is that we could have that price either takes that high very aggressively and we start pushing up higher, or we take out the high, actually wake up above the high, and we have the retracement back down, so price starts selling down. So we could either have the scenario where price just continues pushing up from here, or we could have the scenario that price starts pressing down, trying to get to lower demand levels, mitigating that, and then continue higher. Right now I'm more leaning towards prices continuing higher into the supply zone, and then maybe starting to create a sell model, which will then make part of that retracement back down. So there's not really any concrete solid setups besides USD CHF right now. And there's this zone, so it'd be this zone 162.556. Guess I'm looking for sells. In terms of buy, I don't really see a good area to buy from, especially within this very efficient price action. Yeah. I'm not really interested in that. Maybe if price were to come down here, so create that major liquidation of all those lows, over the liquidity created in there, and then start pushing up, then yeah, I could possibly find a position, continue price higher. That supply zone. But for now, we're just gonna wait. I'll also be definitely looking to monitor this next week. See price creates that little pool of liquidity, tap in, and then start pushing down. So also what we noticed, a lot of the pairs that you guys recommended they were very USD related, EU, HU, gold. So I also want to look over the index, dollar index, to see how that may be moving throughout this week, to also solidify any of the setups that we do have, because you can use this correlation in our arsenal for next week. Start all the way over on the weekly. Okay, cool. The dollar index right now, it has been bullish. Yeah, it's been bullish. We've been pushing. Yeah, okay. Got this. Let's do this from this high and this low. I mean, I haven't gotten the deepest of retracements, but we've gotten below the equilibrium. As you can see, right, we just got below the 0.5, and they start pushing up, and then broke this high. Okay, and then we made a deep retracement over here, nearly towards the nearly just towards the low. This is definitely an extreme retracement, and they had a very strong push to the upside, and followed with another retracement right now, which came into which is around the 6.2 order block. So that's also discounted. Then we had that initial reaction, which gave us that character, and now we had just again another retracement, and we pushed up. Okay, so yeah, that's really signals bullish. overall on the macro, but do we have also bullish printing on the micro time frame? For this instance, use the 1 hour. Let's go back to the daily. I want to see any. Okay, so yeah, if we are bullish, we would see this high get taken. Then yeah, just as this guy got taken, this high got taken, we will see. Expect this high to get taken out now. Just a simple change of character movement here. Tries to take out, then continue that move higher. Okay. So these supplies and sort of just lose their validity just looking at how the higher time frame market structure is. So any supplies created within this leg, they sort of lose their validity in terms of of it being a main driver that pushes price all the way down to end up breaking lows. Instead, we can focus on more demand zones to get that higher time frame overall movement, the upside, breaking these highs, and even more premium highs that were created. Okay, so I did mark out this last week, but it still stands the same, still stands true here. I'm waiting for this demand zone to be met over here. They're very similar to what I have on EU. Like I'm waiting for price to sort of fill out the imbalance. Okay, and then come into that extreme order block to then push up from. But seeing this on the DXY is actually very good, because you have to understand that the DXY and most pairs that have the USD as the minor of the forex pair, so something like USD, you can see that the USD over here is the minor part and then the euro is the major. But what this means is that if the DXY, I just want to quickly just explain the negative correlation for people who don't understand. That means if the DXY were to go down, the euro USD were supposed to go up. Okay, just because that the dollar is losing its value, so that allows the euro to stand stronger against the dollar, and that's why we see that would go to the upside. So for me, someone who's expecting a sell on USD, I want to see that the DXY is now increasing in value. I want to see that the DXY is increasing in value to then allow USD to drop down. This also stands the same for pairs like GU, GPSD, because it also has USD as the minor pair. Also gold, the same thing, XAUSD. So if the DXY is having bullish structure overall, we'd expect that pairs like USD, GPSD, gold, we'd expect those to also have more bearish structure, right? And that's us using the negative correlation between these two instruments. So yeah, so right now you can see that price react off this break block right here. Price react off this break block. I'm pretty sure this was CPI. Also, yeah, it was CPI. I think it was. And then now we can see that we've been sort of just playing down lower, playing around this overall demand zone, but next we may just play into this one. But then this is the main zone that I'm waiting for, definitely the main zone. And usually with these zones like this, price does not make an immediate retracement into it. That's also what we have to realize. Most of the time with these very obvious zones, price would have some way of manipulating it, because a lot of people would also be very interested in this area. So there'd be some sort of manipulation, whether that even be that price would just merely just have like a wick above it, just to take any people that had their stop just at the low, or we would have inducements such as this to get people to early buy, and then they'll drive down aggressively and then actually go for the main zone. So always be patient with price. If your plan is to stick and wait for the zone, wait for it to play out, because most probably there'll be a lot of manipulation, a lot of temptations for you to enter in early. That's why, when I see a zone like this, I'm aware of it, but I'm not fully focused on it, because and I do have the understand that this may just be a form of inducement to get me to buy it early. Unless I see a very, very high probability, some low time frame, I'm inclined to take it. Because that's also the part of having a system and approach where it is required for you to also execute when your plan is being met. But yeah, this is definitely one of the main zones. So this actually does give us very good probability for our setups that we have on EU, and most importantly EU, especially EU, because we want to see this sell off, right? And then we having a opportunity on deals at buy upwards. So that has to be the weekly analysis. At least let me see any other pairs. Yeah, that's all the forest pairs. Definitely gonna watch this. Just looking for a quick move for price to continue breaking lows with this bearish short flow. If price does go above here, I would expect that we are most probably gonna take out these highs. Especially this high over here. Because I do also realize that there's a bit of liquidity lying above here. I'm also aware of that. And just going to go quick recap. Yeah, this zone 1.08734. That's the main zone I'm looking for on EU. On GU, that would be the 1.26615. Yeah, the main seller zone. In terms of the long positions here, I'll update you guys throughout the week. Gold, yeah, gold's also the same thing. Sell off. And 20.915. Also another sell off from supplies I'm looking at. UJ, the buy zone, the main buy zone has to be this one over here. 148.239, and then EJ was this one over here, the main buy zone. Sorry, 161.299. But remember, that's only if we see that very impulsive liquidation of all these lows, yeah. And then the main supply zone here would be 162.540. Cool. That's the weekly analysis I have on these pairs. I'm gonna see how they react throughout the week. This is just yet only us looking at how price reacts at our zones. Doesn't react at the zones, we can't really take any positions. If price decides to do its own thing, we also have to follow what price is doing. We just have to follow what price is doing, and then we can be able to capitalize on any of the positions that price wants to actually go in. Because I know a lot of traders, they have this very set plan, which is not wrong, but they have this very set bias. Yeah, they have this very set bias that they want price to go here. Most of the time, price will not reach your order block, especially on USD I've shown you guys how it's sort of in the most recent week just sort of forgets about all the lower demands and it just continues to push up. But the people who are actually following what price does see and recognize that, okay, we're not really getting any deep pullbacks here, so we just have to forget about these lower demand zones here and then focus on what price is doing now, and they may most probably would have capitalized on this movement to the upside, which I always want you guys to do. Not to really focus on this supply zone, this demand zone here. Be aware of it, but be focused on these demands in this most recent bullish push to the upside, right? Because that's the trend that price has been printing out as of lately, so we have to follow that. Okay, guys, hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys it's gonna be fun to see how this plays out throughout the week. I'm just gonna review this at the end of next week, the 23rd. Gonna see if we get into any positions. That's good. If we don't get into any position, that's also good. If we take any winners, that's good. If we take any losses, that's also good. As long as we're following our approach and our edge, and then we should be good overall on a long over a prolonged period of trades, we should be net profitable. That's the most important part, to have that long-term mindset and not just think in terms of weeks and days. But yeah, guys, hope I wish you guys a very profitable week next week, or break even week, whatever you guys go through. As long, I just want you guys to make sure that you are keeping your emotions in check, keeping yourself accountable, also to make sure that you do have that good risk management. Just all the basics, but also don't forget the basics are our foundation that we really need in our trading. Let me just check if there are any questions.